Welcome to Dorn Park here in Bourne, as I'm Robert Marcello taking you through the pregame show today. The first thing I'm going to talk about today is with our scout liaison, David Mandelberg. David, really, what have you liked so far being down here this summer, being your second year?
Being able to talk to scouts this year has definitely been a plus. I've been able to raise my baseball IQ quite a bit. I do not miss being the mascot. As some of our viewers will recall, I would often be Ozzy. Not this year. Luckily, I've been saved from that fate. But, being here is great. New team, better record. Everything's going swimmingly so far.
Have you really gotten along with any players yet, developed any really good relationships?
Me and Keegan James go back. We chatted when he first arrived here, talked about his velocity, spin rate. My goal is to really help these players improve and get noticed by scouts, and I'll do anything I can to help that.
Absolutely. Another question I want to ask you, the last question I want to ask you today is about our starter, Zach Cohn. What have you seen from him so far coming out of the pen that can translate into being a starter?
He challenges you. That's his big thing. He throws about 91 and 92 mile per hour fastball usually with a power change and a curve. All three pitches really do a good job. When I first saw his power change, I thought that was a second two-seam fastball or something. But he throws it about 85 miles per hour, and I think that's a very good sign.
Absolutely.
Oh, the music just turned back on, and it's screaming loud right now.
Yes, it is. It sure is.
Also just to talk about last night a little bit, Parker Towns had a very good outing last night. He showed more life on his fastball than I've seen in the past few weeks, and he pushed it in there upward of 92, and I think that's really great development for this team, having someone return to a dominant form for the upcoming week where we're in a lot of games.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, David. We're going to go to a quick break, and we'll come back around the league scores here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
You're right. Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
Welcome back to things in Bourne Park. As just a couple minutes before the start of the game, I'll take you around some league matchups here. Obviously, here at Bourne Park, we have Hyannis versus Bourne. In Falmouth, we have the YD Red Sox on the road against Falmouth Commentators, who we played last night. The Brewster Whitecaps are on the road in Harwich. That game's at 6:30. Falmouth and YD games at 6 o'clock. The Katuitt Kettleers on the road in Wareham. Their game is at 6:30. And the last game of the night in Orleans starts at 7 as they face off against Chatham. That's going to do it all here on the pregame show. I am Robert Marcello. Here, and that's going to do things here on the pregame show here on the Hyannis Harborhawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. 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 Magic Works Media copyright.
Time for lineups and first pitch on the Hyannis Harborhawks Digital Network.
Game number 25 of the Cape League season comes from Durant Park for the Hyannis Harborhawks as they take on the Bourne Braves for the second time this season. Alongside Lyle Goldstein, I'm Chris Lucey here on the Hyannis Harborhawks Digital Network, where the Harborhawks at 14-9-2 take on the Bourne Braves at 13-12-1. Hyannis at second place in the Western Division with 30 points, and Bourne knotted at third place with Falmouth for 27. And Falmouth, of course, a team that got the better of Hyannis yesterday, Lyle. It was a tough game. The Harborhawks fought back to a 3-3 tie in the top of the ninth, but just could not get it done. Maverick Handley, the catcher, hitting that RBI double to win it in a walk-off for the Commodores. It was a very disappointing loss for Hyannis, but how do they avoid a hangover from last night today here against the Braves?
Well, I think the biggest thing is just to be confident. I mean, they should be confident after coming back in that game when their offense was seemingly dead. They put up a 3 spot in that top of the ninth inning to tie the game up. Just an unfortunate ending in the bottom half of that frame. But then going into today, and in terms of more of a game plan, score early. We talked about it on Hawk Talk last night, but Hyannis, they're always fare so much better when they score early. In fact, they're 9-0 when they lead after 5 innings this season. So putting up runs on the board early against a Bourne Braves team that we know can swing the bats well is going to be huge for them. Fight fire with fire.
Well, Hyannis will have to score early against UMass Amherst right-hander, the senior Justin Lasko. He's been impressive, a 2-0 record here on the Cape in 4 games, started a 2.04 ERA, 22 innings pitched, only 5 walks, 13 strikeouts. So he's somebody that can throw the ball quite well. Catching for him today will be Lyle Lynn out of Arizona State University, much like my broadcast partner. Go Sun Devils. I'll throw you a little something there. Spencer Brickhouse out of East Carolina, playing first base. Over at second base, Anthony Prado. At third base, Jared Triolo. And rounding out the infield at shortstop, Tyler Fitzgerald. From left to right in the outfield, Ashton Barzell from Hartford in left, Chase Murray from Georgia Tech in center, and then Gabe Holt out of Texas Tech in right field. Davis Wenzel from Baylor to lead off for the Harborhawks, followed by Will Holland and Matt Barefoot. Seth Gray's in the cleanup spot. He's out of Wright State. Pedro Page is in the 5 spot out of FAU. Todd Lott from the University of Louisiana at Lafayette in the 6 spot. Cal Wilkie from Clemson in the 7 spot. And we will continue the lineup after the first pitch. It's a ball low and away. And we're underway here from Durant Park. 0-0 Harborhawks Braves in this Western Division matchup. Cal Wilkie again in the 7 spot, catching out of Clemson. Tommy Jew, the center fielder, in the 8 spot out of UC Santa Barbara. Lasko to the set. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball for a strike. Belt level over the heart of the plate. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. And Taylor Garris out of Samford in the 9 spot, playing second base for Hyannis today. Lasko to the set. The 1-1. Cut on and sent high in the air out towards center field. Murray and Holt converging on the ball, but Murray, the center fielder, gloves it in center to make the play. Out number 1 recorded here in the top of the first. Still no runs scored from Durant Park here in Bourne.
He designated hitter number 11 from Auburn University, Will Holland.
Will Holland coming to the plate now. Tonight's designated hitter, hitting in the second spot today. Been coming more around the later parts of the order early in his stay with the Harbor Hawks, but yesterday, pair of hits. Got a little confidence from Chad Gassman, and now he's in the 2 spot, standing at the right side of the plate. And the righty Lasco to the set, and the first pitch. Cut on, tapped foul down the third base line. Count 0-1 now on Holland. Will off to a pretty good start out here in the Cape, the shortstop out of Auburn. Batting .267 in 15 at-bats, has himself 4 hits. Davis Wenzel, the first out of this inning, unable to get hit number 21 in his 88th at-bat of the campaign. The 0-1. Raking ball for a strike. Right over the inner half of the plate at knee level. 0-2 the count. Lasco ahead of the count quickly and getting work done quickly here at Durand Park. Already 1 away here. This game just started between the Hawks and the Braves. The 0-2. Ball 1, low and away. Another breaking pitch missing. And the count now, ball and 2 strikes. Chad Gassman looks on from the third base coaching box. He's the Harbor Hawks field manager. Bobby Melly in the first base coaching box, an assistant coach for Hyannis. The 1-2. Hacked on and cranked right down the third base line off the diving stop from Triolo. The third baseman lets it go off his glove, and Will Holland has a single with 1 down here in the top of the first inning.
Now batting. Full left fielder number 28.
Holland doing a good job
Campbell.
on that one.
Matthew
Stayed out in
Barefoot.
front of it, stayed with that inside pitch, cranking it up the line like you said. Past the diving backhand of Triolo, and Holland with his speed honestly thought about turning for a second, but decided to retreat early in the ball game. Not going to be overly aggressive, especially against the right-hander like Lasco.
Could have been his second double of the season, but instead he settles for his 5th hit. Matthew Barefoot at the plate takes strike 1 over the outer half. Another off-speed offering from Lasco. So Holland on first with a 1-out single. This game still scoreless from Durand Park. A sunny, beautiful day here just on the edge of Cape Cod for some baseball. Lasco to the set. The 0-1. Ball 1. Breaking pitch low and away. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. Barefoot having an outstanding campaign on the Cape, leading the Harbor Hawks with a .392 batting average and 74 trips to the plate. Snap throw back over to first. Holland slides in safely head first. No tag from Spencer Brickhouse, the first baseman. The product out of East Carolina holding him on. And the righty Lasco to the set. The pitch. Ball 2. High in sight. Will Holland jumping off of first base at the pitch, but elects instead to stay over there.
I think that was called. I think that was a fake steal from Holland, as they know he has speed, as they want to garner a little bit of attention to get the pitcher Lasco thinking a little bit.
Now Lasco moves to the plate with the 2-1. Ball 3, high and outside. Matt Barefoot taking his time. 74 at-bats on the campaign. A team leading 29 hits for the Harbor Hawks. Leads the team with 42 total bases, tied with Todd Lott. 12 walks for him, though, dwarfing Todd Lott's 4. Matt Barefoot, a quality at-bat machine. The 3-1, runner goes. Snap throw down to second base. And sliding in safe is Will Holland with a stolen base with 1 man down here in the top of the first inning. Still scoreless from Durand Park, but the Harbor Hawks in business. Only 1 down and a runner in scoring position.
He had such a good jump on that, too. Holland, obviously, with his natural speed, has an advantage almost over any catcher in the league, but getting a good jump, no chance on the wide throw to the right from Lyle Lynn.
And now Matt Barefoot from the right side of the plate looks at the payoff pitch from the righty. Here it comes. Breaking ball, hacked on, sent foul behind home. They'll do the payoff pitch again. Chalk this one up to a quality at bat for Matt Barefoot. I have quality at bats on my mind today because we're just given a gift by one of the Harbor Hawks stat interns that I'll have to talk about after the 3-2 pitch. Lasco to the set. Looks back Holland at second base, and here it comes. Hacked on and sent foul behind the netting down the first baseline. Yet another pitch in what's been a long at-bat here. Third of the game. Will Holland on second base was the first hit. Reached with 1 out. Also stole to get over to the second base bag. Still scoreless from Durand Park. Harbor Hawks and Braves doing battle. The payoff pitch. Hacked on and sent into the gap down right center field way through for a base hit. Will Holland rounding third base. The relay throw bounces off the glove of the second baseman Prado, and Will Holland comes in to score easily. And that's an RBI single for Matt Barefoot to start things off. Only one away in the top of the first, and the Harbor Hawks are out front 1-0.
I mean, how much better can this kid get? And Matthew Barefoot works himself into a full count, fouls off a couple of pitches, gets one he likes on the outer half of the plate, keeps his hands back, driving it out to right center field. And Will Holland, we talked about his speed, scoring easily from second base.
Seth Gray at the plate now. He stands at the left side. The righty Lasco trying to recover from the RBI hit from Matt Barefoot. Scored Will Holland, and the pitch. Called a strike over the outer half of the plate. A nice breaking ball. 0-1 now the count on the infielder from South Charleston, Ohio. A junior at Wright State. He's batting .291 on the summer, 55 at-bats, and 16 hits. The 0-1. Cut on and grounded over to Prado at second base. The second baseman throws onto the shortstop for one at second. Relay throw to first, and shocked that up. A 4-6-3 double play to end a little mini rally here in the top of the first inning. But the Harbor Hawks able to score first off of an RBI single from Matt Barefoot and some great base running from Will Holland. As things end here, 1 run scored on 2 hits, no errors, 1 man or no men left on base, actually off of the double play to end it from Seth Gray. And we go now to the bottom of the first inning. Chase Murray, Anthony Prado, Jared Triolo do up the 1, 2, 3 of the Braves order when we get back on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
You're listening to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Now back to today's voices of the Hawks, Lyle Goldstein and Chris Lucey.
Back at it here from Durand Park alongside Lyle Goldstein. I'm Chris Lucey. The Harbor Hawks out front 1-0 after only half an inning of play. Zach Cohn now out to the mound for Hyannis to try and maintain that lead. It's his first start of the summer, Lyle, and he got spot starts here and there during his season at Central Michigan. So this is a big opportunity for Zach Cohn to be able to show the Harbor Hawks and the scouts on the Cape, his coaches back at CMU, that he can stretch things out a little bit longer than people give him credit for.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's usually the goal of all these relievers out on the Cape. They vie to be starters, and Cohn doing more of the same here.
And the first pitch from Cohn, cut on and hacked foul down the left field line by Chase Murray, the center fielder from Georgia Tech, leading things off for the Braves. Anthony Prado's in the 2 spot, playing second base. Jared Triolo out of Houston. Prado's out of UConn. Triolo out of Houston in the 3 spot, playing third base. And now Cohn to the set. The 0-1. Called a strike. Low and inside. Late call from the home plate umpire. Count now 0-2. Cohn taking his time. 4.05 ERA on the summer in 5 games. The pitch. Called strike 3. Ring him up. Chase Murray goes down looking for the first out of the inning here in the bottom of the first. Hyannis out front 1-0.
From the University of Connecticut, Anthony
Cohn's
Prado.
no stranger to the punch out. He had 17 coming into the start and just 13 in a 3rd innings pitch. Strikeout rate pretty high in his season at Central Michigan as well. He had 25 strikeouts there in just 23 innings.
Anthony Prado at the right side of the plate takes strike 1 over the outer half. Righty on the mound, ahead in the count 0-1. Going to the set again. Prado batting .260 and 50 at-bats on his Cape League summer. Has 13 hits. Infield, outfield playing straight away. We'll take you around in just a minute. Hyannis out front 1-0. The 0-1. Another called strike over that low outside corner. 0-2 now the count on Prado. Cone getting ahead of the count early. Catching for Cone today is the catcher out of Clemson, Kyle Wilkie. Over at first base, Pedro Page is the catcher by trade, the 0-2. Cut on and grounded over to the second baseman, Taylor Garris. He moves a couple steps over to his right, throws on to Pages at first, and there's 2 away here in the bottom of the first. I'll let that be our introduction for Garris right there. He plays his college ball at Samford. Davis Wenzel is at shortstop. He's from Baylor. Seth Gray over at third base for the Harbor Hawks. He's out of Wright State. From left to right in the outfield, Matthew Barefoot from Campbell University, Tommy Jew from the University of California at Santa Barbara, and Todd Lott playing right field for the Harbor Hawks at the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. Now Jared Triolo with the right side of the plate. Takes ball 1 low and away from the righty Zach Cone. Zach is a 3-pitch guy. He'll come at you with a fastball, a curveball, and a changeup. The 1-0. Fastball for strike 1, swinging. 1-1 the count, 2 down here. Zach Cone working quickly in his first start of the summer. Hyannis out front 1-0 after a 2-hit rally in the top half of the first inning. The 1-1, check swing. They look down the first base line. And Jared Triolo is waved safe by the first base umpire. 2-1 the count. Infield, outfield playing straight away. Middle infielders like to play on the back of the outfield grass for the Harbor Hawks, so they're doing that again. The 2-1. Ball low and away. Almost another check swing right there from Triolo. Jared plays his college ball down in Houston, batting .297 on the summer, 91 at-bats, 27 hits. Not too shabby as he waves and misses at the 3-1 pitch. Fastball low and away. Loads the count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Triolo has to defend the plate now, as Hyannis defends a 1-0 lead here from Durand Park. Zach Cone out to a great start in his first start of the season. And the 3-2 is cut on and just slipped foul behind home. That one getting off the netting. Count remains 3-2. Wind blowing in here at Durand Park. Favorable dimensions down the right field line, only 300 feet to dead right field. 330 down the left field line. The 3-2. Cut on, sent high and foul down the first base line. Gets out of play in a hurry. Everyone by our broadcast position here at Durand Park, just down the first base line, a little bit more close to home plate. Looking out, making sure they don't have to duck for cover. It got way over our heads, though. Now Cone to the set. The 3-2. Cut on and nibbled right back to Cone on the mound. He takes 2 steps off the mound, throws on to first, and that is a 1-2-3 start to Zach Cone's first start of the Cape League summer. Not bad for the righty out of Central Michigan. 1-2-3 goes one of the hottest hitting teams in the Cape, easily the best hitting team in the Western Division. And now we go to the top of the second inning. Pedro Pages, Todd Lott, Kyle Wilkie, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for Hyannis, looking to build on a 1-run edge from Durand Park in this Western Division matchup when we return on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
Back at you in a hurry here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Pedro Pages, Todd Lott, and Kyle Wilkie 2 up to start the top of the second inning. Hyannis out front 1-0 over Bourne. Justin Lasko out for his second inning of work. The righty squaring up the righty and Pedro Pages. Florida Atlantic catcher by trade at the right side of the plate. And the first pitch called a strike by the home plate umpire Vincent Medina. Rich Gattoni's down the first base line, and Rick Emerson down the third base line. The 0-1. Hacked on and missed for strike 2. Pedro Pages behind in the count. He's batting .247 on the season. 18 hits in 73 at-bats. He'll have to fight his way back from a 2-strike count, but he had no trouble doing that last night as he got down in a 2-strike count in the top of the 9th, the 0-2. Hacked on and missed. Strike 3. Lyle Lynn drops the ball briefly behind home plate, but the catcher picks it back up, tags Pages, and there's one away here in the top of the second.
Number 29 from the University of Louisiana.
Kind of tripped me up before my story there. Pedro Pages from a 2-strike count last night in the top of the 9th inning against the Falmouth Commodores hit a lead-off double. Eventually came around to score in what was a 3-run inning for Hyannis. Tied up the game, but the Commodores eventually walked it off. And now here's Todd Lott at the plate. The righty Lasko to the set and the pitch. Ball 1 low and away. 1-0 the count on the product out of Louisiana. Although he proudly proclaims on his Twitter bio he's Jacksonville made. The 1-0. Hacked on and missed for strike 1. 1-1 count. Hyannis out front 1-0 here. Top of the second inning. Harbor Hawks looking to snap back from a tough loss against the Commodores last night. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball cut on and sent high in the air right down the right field line. It gets out of play. And the count 1-2 on Todd Lott. Todd's batting a scorching .329 on the campaign. 70 at-bats, 23 hits, tied with Matt Barefoot for a team lead in total bases with 42 and 5 home runs. Tops in the entire Cape. The 1-2 pitch. Cut on. That one fouled off. Gets away from Lyle Lynn. And the catcher unable to hold on, but nobody on base, so no harm, no foul. Infield, outfield playing straight away. Outfielders, though, playing very far back for Todd Lott. Which makes sense. Again, his 5 homers lead the Cape. The 1-2. Swing and a miss at strike 3. Lasko gets his second strikeout of the game. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the top of the second inning. And there's 2 away as Kyle Wilkie steps up to the plate for Hyannis. Harbor Hawks still out front 1-0 over the Braves. Wilkie at the right side. Lasko, the righty, kicks and deals from the windup. Ball 1 high and outside. Looked like an off-speed offering there. Count 1-0. Wilkie batting .289 on the season, 11 hits, and the 1-0. Check swing, and it's fouled off down the first base line. Wilkie looks like he wanted to have that pitch back. Count 1-1, though. Kyle, though, 11 hits in 38 at-bats, has 5 RBIs, 8 strikeouts. The 1-1. Ball 2, high in sight. Breaking pitch, not quite getting the bite that Lasko was looking for. Wilkie certainly not offering at it. Doesn't want to be the 3rd strikeout of the inning. The 2-1. Cut on, barreled up, and sent down the hole over on the left side. Picked up by Fitzgerald, the shortstop. Backhand, he throws across the diamond, and the throw bounces away from Spencer Brickhouse, the first baseman. And that's an infield hit for Kyle Wilkie with 2 men down here in the top of the second inning.
Wilkie spraying a ground ball out to the left side. Good backhand attempt from Fitzgerald, but couldn't quite make the throw. He hit it on a bounce to Spencer Brickhouse, who couldn't quite pick it out of the dirt. But that's what's honestly impressed me the most about Kyle Wilkie is he doesn't woe you. He's not the flashiest player in the world, but he gets the job done, and he's so sturdy from both sides of the ball.
And he's not the most talkative guy either. Very workmanlike with how he goes about his business here in Hyannis. Now Tommy Jew at the right side. The pitch. Ball 1. Fastball missing away. 1-2 the count. Kyle Wilkie with 2 outs is on first base. Worked an infield hit to try and get a little something moving for the Harbor Hawks with the 8-man in the order. Tommy Chu at the plate. The righty Lasco looking down the righty from UC Santa Barbara at the dish. The 1-0. Cut on, hacked high in the air towards the right side of the infield. This one will be an easy play for Parado. And the second baseman closes his glove on the final out of the inning. So an F4 ends things here in the top of the second. One hit, one man left on base, no errors, and Hyannis maintains a 1-0 edge over the Bourne Braves, heading into the bottom of the second, where Spencer Brickhouse, Lyle, and Gabe Holt, the 4-5-6 heart of the order for the Bourne Braves, will come to the plate to try and change things up here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Don't go anywhere.
I'll start by this.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Let's get you back to the game.
Spencer Brickhouse, Lyle, and Gabe Holt due up for the Bourne Braves here in the bottom of the second inning. Hyannis still leads 1-0. Alongside Lyle Goldstein, I'm Chris Lucey. Thanks for spending part of your evening with us. We're out here at Doran Park in Bourne. Zach Cohn up for his second inning of work. Deals a first pitch, strike swinging to Spencer Brickhouse. First baseman out of East Carolina, down 0-1 in the count. Braves went down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. Brickhouse at the left side of the plate, the righty Cohn to the set, 3-0-1. Ball one, low and inside. Brickhouse batting .280 on the season, 26 hits in 93 at-bats, leads the team, or the Braves, with 43 total bases and 20 RBI. The 1-1. Ball two, low and inside. Another miss on the changeup right there from Cohn. 2-1 the count. The righty out of Central Michigan has to battle his way back into this one, and the 2-1 pitch. Hacked on and sent high in the air down the left field line. This one is chasing Barefoot towards the line, and it gets out of play and bounces just before Barefoot can get to it. Count now 2-2. So Brickhouse, one of the more potent hitters in this Braves lineup. But a 1-2-3 inning set the table well for Cohn in the bottom of the first. So he doesn't have to face him with any runners on base or any real danger of putting a dent in this 1-0 lead for the Harbor Hawks. As Cohn comes to the set, and here comes the 2-2 pitch. Hacked on and missed for strike three. See the ball, hit the ball. The fastball getting right by the bat of Spencer Brickhouse, and there's one away here in the bottom of the second inning. Hawks still out front 1-0.
Catcher number 3 from Arizona State University, Lyle.
Cohn's got a good fastball in his repertoire. It usually sits from the low to mid-90s, and he's showing it off here early. The number 4 hitter in the lineup, Spencer Brickhouse, way behind that heater.
And now Lyle Lynn will try to catch up to it. He's batting .243 on the season. He's at the right side of the plate. And watch the heater go by for ball one, low and away. 9 hits, 37 at-bats for Lyle Lynn. 4 strikeouts, 4 RBI. The 1-0. Called a strike, low and away. Another fastball there. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. Infield, outfield straight away here for the Harbor Hawks. Hyannis leads 1-0 on a beautiful sunny day from Durand Park. The pitch. 1-1 misses low and away for ball 2. Doran Park, excuse me. There was some intrigue over how you pronounce Doran Park. One of those classic little Cape League arguments. The 2-1. Cut on, and that one nibbled foul behind home. 2-2 now the count. No arguing this, though, Lyle. The other Lyle, who's in the field of play right now, has some serious pro potential.
Oh, absolutely. He was drafted in the 29th round this past MLB draft just about a month ago by the Astros, 16th round out of high school by the Mariners, now back on the Cape and set to return to ASU in his junior year.
The 2-2 pitch. Hacked on, sent the other way, foul. Count now 2-2. And that was a historic kind of moment when Lyle Lynn was drafted by the Mariners out of high school. He was the first Taiwanese-born player ever drafted in the first-year player draft. Appropriately enough, drafted by the Mariners, who also at the time had the first ever, or had just released the first ever Asian-American manager in Don Wakamatsu. The 2-2. Ball 3 low and away. So the count runs full on Lyle Lynn. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down here in the bottom of the second inning. Braves down 1-0 against the Harbor Hawks. And Cone comes to the set. The payoff pitch. Cut on and nibbled right back over to Zach Cone. Gets off of his glove, bounces over towards short. Seth Gray, the third baseman, eats it up, but Lyle Lynn, well on his way to first base, gets over there safely, turns off into foul territory, and has a 1-out hit here in the bottom of the second inning.
Field number 23 from Texas Tech.
Zach Cone trying to knock it down there, and an unfortunate hop one rolling off toward the left side. I don't think Seth Gray expected that ball to come toward him, but the barehanded play the third baseman made was nowhere in time and no throw over to first.
Gabe Holt coming to the left side of the plate now, the right fielder out of Texas Tech. Steps up with 1 man down and a man on first. His ball club down 1-0. The pitch. Ball 1 missing high and outside. 1-0 the count on Massachusetts' second most popular Holt. Another one, Brock, playing for the Boston Red Sox right now. The 1-0. Call it a strike low and away. Vincent Medina taking a minute to think about that one. Home plate umpire ringing him up, though. Evening the count at a ball and a strike. Infielder starting to cheat towards second base to possibly double off Lyle Lynn should Gabe Holt hit anything on the ground. And Holt nicks the 1-1 pitch behind home plate. 1-2 now the count on Holt. He's batting .341 in 44 at-bats for these Braves. 15 hits. Producing early for Bourne. One of the hottest hitting ball clubs on the Cape. And mainly because of their just very impressive plate discipline. Going to the set, the 1-2. Hacked on, and that's sent behind home again. 1-2 the count. I mean, you look at this, Lyle. We have 2 of the most disciplined teams in the Cape before us right now in Bourne. 7th in the league with only 214 strikeouts. And then Hyannis, last in the league, only 199. 1-2. Bouncer in the dirt gets away from Kyle Wilkie. Advancing over to second base easily, Lyle Lynn. And the Braves are in business. Runner on second base. Only 1 down here in the bottom of the second. The Harbor Hawks 1-run edge. Hanging in the balance right now as Gabe Holt gets ready for a 2-2 pitch. They're calling it a pass ball on Kyle Wilkie. And now everybody has to bear back down. Zach Cone steps off the rubber, calls time, and wants Kyle Wilkie to come out and have a word. Both of them wearing the blue Hyannis away jerseys with orange sleeves, orange lettering, white trim around the lettering. And red jersey Friday here on the Cape, so the home team in the Braves wearing the red and white to honor servicemen and women throughout the country and the world. The 2-2. Cut on and just fisted foul down the left field line. Count remains 2-2. Holt just throwing hands at that one to try and stave off a strikeout. Runner on second base, Lyle Lynn, taking a good lead off the bag. He's held on by his former high school teammate, Davis Wenzel. The 2-2. Hacked on that one, clubbed right over to Wenzel. The shortstop fields it forehand side, throws across the diamond to Pedro Pages, and there's 2 away here in the bottom of the second. Lyle Lynn doing his best to distract his former high school teammate, but despite the big smile on Davis Wenzel's face as Lyle Lynn moved his lips saying something out there, he's able to keep his cool, field the ball, and get the second out for Zach Cohn, who's rolling pretty well through his first start, Lyle.
Yeah, just 1 hit so far through the first 6 hitters. Wenzel was playing right behind Lyle Lynn, but had no problem making the play. And both those guys played their high school ball at J. Sarah, which you were referring to. That's out in California.
And now Tyler Fitzgerald steps up to the right side of the plate, but he steps out briefly just to take a ghost swing there. 2 men down, 1 man on second base. Hyannis out front, 1-0 here from Doran Park. The pitch, swung on and missed at the fastball. Zach Cohn pumping up the volume right there to try and get himself out of this inning and get one past Tyler Fitzgerald, who at one point was the Cape hitter of the week, batting .286 in 91 at-bats, 26 hits. The 0-1. Cut on, hacked high in the air out towards the middle of the infield. Davis Wenzel, the shortstop, calling everybody off until Taylor Garris comes close to him, but Garris getting called off again. And that is the bottom of the second inning. So 1 hit, 1 man left on base, 1 error, and no runs scored. Hyannis still leads 1-0 going to the top of the third. Taylor Garris, Davis Wenzel, and Will Holland due up when we return here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
You may notice all play.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
You're listening to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Now back to today's voice of the Hawks, Chris Lucey.
Taylor Garris set to get up for the Harbor Hawks to start things off here in the top of the third inning. Davis Wenzel and Will Holland follow the pitch. Breaking ball for a strike over the outer half of the plate. And we're underway here in the top of the third. Lasco back out for inning number 3, the 0-1. Another breaking ball, another strike. That one just over the heart of the plate, around belt level for Garris. Taylor plays his college ball down at Sanford, batting .211 on the summer for the Harbor Hawks. The 0-2. Just missing low and away. 1-2 now the count. 19 at-bats on the summer for Garris. Been trying to work his way into a loaded Harbor Hawks lineup. The 1-2. Breaking ball in the dirt in the opposite batter's box from the righty Garris. Gets away from the backstop Lynn, who gets a fresh pearl from Vincent Medina, the home plate umpire. The errant pitch brings the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hyannis still with a 1-run edge here in this Western Division matchup. The 2-2. Hacked on, sent the other way, foul. Count remains 2-2 on Garris. Infield, outfield, playing straight away. Taylor Garris at the right side of the plate. The righty Lasco kicks and deals. The 2-2 hacked on off of Garris's foot down the third base line. He's going to need to take a step out of the batter's box to walk that one off. The home plate umpire giving him the time to do just that. Hyannis jumped out front in this one early. It was a one-run first inning on 2 hits. An RBI single from Matt Barefoot, getting the job done as Will Holland used his speed to steal second and then came in to score. The 2-2. Breaking pitch, cut on and feasted down the left field line, but it hooks foul. Count remains 2-2 on Garris. Trying to raise his quantity of quality at bats. Lasco with a long look from behind his glove deals the 2-2. Pitch that's cut on and sent in on the hands out towards the middle of the infield where Prado, the second baseman, closes his glove on the long fly for out number 1 here in the top of the third inning. Garris trying to make do on his first action in almost a full week. His first ups, an F4. Last time Garris got in the game was one at-bat against Katuitt on July 7th. 6 days ago. Now Davis Wenzel up for his second ups. He leads this team in at-bats and takes a first pitch strike. 0-1 the count on the Baylor product. Had a nice little conversation with an old high school teammate just a couple minutes ago. They were over at first base, or second base, excuse me, the 0-1. Cut on and roasted foul down the third base line. Chad Gassman, the third base coach, gets out of the way. 0-2 now the count on Wenzel. And I keep bringing up quality at bats and things of that nature because Maria Guilfoyle, a statistics intern for the Harbor Hawks, has been keeping track of these things all season. The 0-2. Missing, low and outside. 1-2 now the count. Maria's been keeping track of quality at bats and also negative at bats, and with the help of Chad Gassman, has created a metric that they use to determine how well people really are hitting the 1-2. Check swing, and Davis Wenzel rung up by Vincent Medina for out number 2 here in the top of the third. The Baylor product unable to hold up on that swing, and there's 2 away here in the top of the third inning. And I mentioned it's called plus-minus average. It's a metric that Chad Gassman, the Harbor Hawks field manager, uses over at Judson, where he coaches during the regular season. Now Will Holland up to the plate. 1 for 1 with a run scored and a single. Also a stolen base in the top of the first inning. Lasco to the set and the pitch. Hacked on and missed for strike 1. The UMass Amherst right-hander blows a fastball by the Auburn shortstop, also sitting at the right side of the plate. 0-1 the count, and the pitch. Ball 1 high and outside. Another fastball. Failing to spot up. Maria printed out all the plus-minus averages, and Will Holland is amongst the top 3 so far, the 1-1. Hacked on, sent high in the air out towards left center field. This one chases Murray and Bardzell over to the ball, and the center fielder Murray closes his glove on out number 3 as he charges in from deep right center to make the catch. So the Harbor Hawks go down 1-2-3 in the top of the third inning, and we'll be back after a quick break here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network with the Bourne half of the third inning. The Braves trail 1-0, but will send up Thad Phillips, Ashton Bardzell, and Chase Murray, the bottom and top of their order, to try and change that here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network when we get back, so don't go anywhere.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Let's get you back to the game.
Back at it here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. First pitch from Zach Cohn is a strike over the outer half of the plate to Thad Phillips, today's designated hitter out of Yukon for the Bourne Braves. Hyannis out front 1-0. And Cohn quickly to the set again. The righty deals to the righty. A swinging strike 2. Thad behind in the count. 0-2. And the 0-2. Cut on and miss for strike 3. One away here. Thaddeus Phillip going down swinging for the 11th time this season. Batting below the Mendoza line at 125 in what's now 33 at-bats in 15 games on the Cape League campaign. Ashton Bardzell at the right side of the plate coming up. Also plays his college baseball in the state of Connecticut, but just a little ways up I-95 at Hartford. Going to the set and the pitch. Ball 1, high and outside. Vincent Medina behind home plate, taking his time with the calls. 1-0. Hacked on, that one sent right towards our broadcast booth. 1-1 the count. Goes off the netting, though, so we're okay. Bardzell's today's left fielder. He's batting .212. Going into his senior year, playing in the America East Conference over at Hartford. 52 at-bats, and the pitch. Hacked on, and that one grounded a one-hopper to Davis Wenzel at short. He forehands, throws across the diamond. Pedro Pages squeezes his glove on the throw, and there's 2 away here in the bottom of the third.
Now batting, the center fielder number 10 from Georgia Tech.
This game breezing by here from Doran Park in Bourne. The Braves trailing 1-0 as the Harbor Hawks got out front early, and Zach Cohn has been keeping them there by keeping everybody off balance. Our scout liaison, David Mandelberg, says Cohn's fastball has been coming in around 90 to 93 miles per hour. Let's compliment that with a changeup as the first pitch he throws over to the leadoff man, and Chase Murray is batted out into center field for a base knock. 2 away here in the bottom of the third, and the center fielder out of Georgia Tech gets on base.
Anthony Prado.
Now Cohn has to hunker down and try to avoid a 2-out rally. He's defending a 1-run edge for Harbor Hawk fans. Anthony Prado at the plate now, another Yukon product. He's 0 for 1. Bring Chase Murray to 1 for 2 today now. He takes a quick lead off of first base and is drawn right back by a throw from Cohn. Slides in head first, no tag from Pages. But again, Cohn's fastball, 90 to 93 today. And the first pitch, breaking ball for a strike. Call that a changeup, actually. 0-1 now the count. That changeup coming in around 83, 84 miles per hour on the day. And the slider, as I mentioned earlier, 81 to 84. So Cohn had no loss for velocity, the 0-1. Hacked on and nibbled foul behind home. Gets off the nice brick backstop here at Doran Park. Beautiful sun-drenched evening out here in Bourne. Plenty of fans in the stands as well to watch the second game of what will eventually be a 6-game series between these two ball clubs. Hyannis with an early edge, 1-0, not only in this game, but also in the series as well. The 0-2. Called strike 3. So a 2-out single is wasted here in the bottom of the third inning, and Zach Cohn rolling in his first start for the Harbor Hawks. He ends the bottom of the third inning with his 4th strikeout of the game. We head to the top of the 4th inning. Lyle Goldstein will join me again. 1 man left on base, no runs scored, no errors in the bottom of the third, and the top of the 4th brings Matt Barefoot, Seth Gray, and Pedro Pages to the plate for the Harbor Hawks as they look to continue building a 1-0 lead here from Doran Park on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
Talking spin rate? Nice.
You're listening to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Now back to today's voices of the Hawks, Lyle Goldstein and Chris Lucey.
He's Lyle Goldstein. I'm Chris Lucey. Top of the fourth we go. Matt Barefoot, Seth Gray, and Pedro Pages due up for Hyannis. The Hawks lead 1-0 over the Braves. Justin Lasko out for inning number 4, and the pitch. Breaking ball that hits Matt Barefoot on the front shoulder, but it was a big looping thing, so Matt Barefoot just takes it in stride, and then strides his way down the first base line for a fist bump with first base coach Bobby Melly. One man aboard on the hit by pitch to start things off here in the top of the fourth. Seth Gray now to the left side of the plate. Seth 0 for 1 on the day. First pitch, high and outside fastball for ball 1. No one down here in the top of the fourth. A 1-0 lead for the Harbor Hawks. Seth Gray at the left side of the plate. Anything pulled could get out of the yard for him. 1-0. Hacked on and missed with a breaking pitch. 1-1. And I say that because right field exactly down the line is one of the toughest places to get out of, is one of the easiest places to get out of in the Cape at only 300 feet. 1-1, runner goes, and the hit and run executed to a T. It bounces one hopper over to the second baseman in Prado, who has to take the easy out at first base as Matt Barefoot advances to second, so a job well done from Seth Gray. One man down, but Matt Barefoot advances over to second, and Pedro Pages comes to the plate.
Like you said, that was executed perfectly to the blueprint. Infield playing back. Seth Gray puts a ground ball to the right side, and it honestly ate up the second baseman in Prado a little bit, and then Gray making it a tough play at first, only out by about half a step. So a very productive out for the right state third baseman.
He's 0 for 2 on the day, but doesn't say anything against how he's been productive for the Harbor Hawks this year. Now Pedro Pages up to the plate with a runner on second base. He's at the right side of the plate. And the righty Lasko steps off the rubber to take a look at the runner at second in Barefoot. Now Lyle Lynn, the catcher, out from behind the dish for a word. Sun slowly coming down here from Doran Park. Shade coming over the backstop for the most part, as the beautiful wood-paneled and also brick-faced building behind home plate, which houses the PA announcer, the scouts, and the broadcasters for the Braves, is blocking out the sunlight. Lights nowhere close to coming on yet. Hyannis with a chance to build a 1-0 lead, though. The pitch cut on and nibbled foul down the third base line. Thad Phillips out from the dugout for the Braves to make a nice one-handed grab as that ball came down the line. Just flips it to a ball boy. 0-1 the count on Pages. Looking for his first hit of the evening. Matt Barefoot with a two-step lead off of second base, held on by the second baseman Prado, as ball 1 bounces just at Pedro Pages' feet. He steps out of the batter's box to call time, take a couple swings. Now he's back in. Lasko to the set. Looking at Barefoot and the 1-1. Breaking ball for ball 2. 2-1 now the count. That one coming chest high, a little bit too close to the numbers for Vince Medina's liking. Lasko to the set again. And the 2-1 pitch. Ball 3 low and away. So Pedro Pages coming close to working a walk here. Try this one up to another quality at bat for him. His plus-minus average, as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, around 262, a bit higher than his normal batting average. The 3-1. Called strike over the outer half, a fluttering breaking ball from Lasko. And the count runs full, one man down. Matt Barefoot standing on second base after a hit and run advanced him there. Seth Gray grounding out to get that one out, but getting the job done. Barefoot's in scoring position, and Pedro Pages has to fight off a 3-2 pitch. Here it comes. Hacked on and sent high in the air out towards left field. This one chases Barzell back to the wall, looking up. That ball is gone. And the Harbor Hawks lead 3-0 on the 1-out, 2-run homer from Pedro Pages.
Velasco leaving that ball way up in the zone, and Pages took advantage of it. Looked like an off-speed pitch, saw it, and he crushed it deep left center. The left fielder in Barzell, nothing but a spectator, and that's home run number 2 for Pages on the summer. First one on the road.
His second extra base hit in his past 4 at-bats. Pedro Pages getting a hot streak started out here at Durant Park and putting the Harbor Hawks out front 3-0. And now Todd Lott coming up to the plate, and he has the power to do just the same. The pitch, hacked on and grounded right over to the shortstop, Fitzgerald. He fields forehand side, throws across the diamond, and easily gets Todd Lott for out number 2. Broadcaster's jinx aside there, Lyle, what a shot from Pedro Pages. The shot he was looking for, too. Hanging, breaking ball. And now Hyannis, like you said earlier, they've put up a couple runs early.
Yeah, and that's been the key, especially against a kid like Justin Lasco, who's been one of the best relievers on the Cape this summer. I mean, in fact, he came into the day with the 4th lowest ERA in the CCBL. So Harbor Hawks are doing everything in their power to put this game out of hand in the early going.
Time called as Kyle Wilkie came up to the plate, but the pitcher Lasco still throwing over just to try and avoid injury from stopping his motion. And now the real first pitch to Kyle Wilkie. Here it comes from the windup. Hacked on, grounded foul down the third base line. 0-1 the count on Wilkie. He's 1 for 1 with a single. Got that in the top of the second. Was the only hit of that inning. And the only hit of the top of the 4th, a 2-run bomb from Pedro Pages out to dead left center field that put Hyannis out front 3-0 from Doran Park. The 0-1. Hacked on right off of Kyle Wilkie's front foot, but he's got a protector on the inside of that front foot, so no harm, no foul. 0-2 now the count. 3-0 Harbor Hawks lead. Only needed 4 hits to get there. One of them a moonshot from today's first baseman in Pedro Pages. Now the 0-2 to Wilkie. Cut on, grounded over towards the hole on the left side. Triolo, the third baseman, though, fields forehand side, scoots over once, throws across the diamond, and that is the top of the 4th inning. And what an inning it was for Hyannis. Nobody left on base, 1 hit, and 2 runs off the 2-run home run from Pedro Pages. On a full count, no less. We go now to the bottom of the 4th inning. Jared Triolo, Spencer Brickhouse, and Lyle Lynn 2 up for the Braves, trying to chip away at a 3-0 Hawks edge when we get back here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright.
Back here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network alongside Lyle Goldstein. I am Chris Lucey, and the Harbor Hawks are out front 3-0 off the 2-run home run for Pedro Pages in the top of the 4th. So now the Bourne Braves come out for the bottom half of the 4th inning to try and claw their way back into this game. Jared Triolo, Spencer Brickhouse, and Lyle Lynn, the heart of the order, the man brought up or due up to do the job. They come out against Zach Cohn, who deals the first pitch that is hacked on and chipped foul behind home by Triolo. The third baseman out of Houston is 0 for 1 on the day. Grounded out to Cohn in the first inning. So Cone with a good cushion behind him now. 3 runs to be exact after he had to kind of dance around with only 1 run of support early on in this game, the 0-1. Cut on and sent off the netting behind home plate down the first base line. Bounces back into the field of play briefly, but a Harbor Hawks bat boy out to take the ball away. 0-1 the count. Zach Cone keeping hitters off balance in his first Cape League start. He's out for his 4th inning of work. Now the 0-2. Ball 1 low and away. Looking like a slider there over the outer half of the plate. The righty, however, almost throwing that one in the left-handed batter's box. The 1-2. Hacked on and missed for strike 3. The changeup fools Jared Triolo. He goes down 0 for 2 on the day, and there's 1 away in the bottom of the 4th. Hyannis out front 3-0 over Bourne here from Dorn Park.
And Cone just continuing to absolutely roll through this Bourne Braves lineup. Still just 2 hits allowed, 5 strikeouts. That was their number 3 hitter in Triolo.
Now the 4 hitter in Spencer Brickhouse. The pitch, ball 1. Knee level to the left-handed hitter at the plate, the righty Cone, dealing. And not afraid to go after the zone either. He sets up his breaking stuff well with how he's able to just get stuff around the black with his fastball, the 1-0. Ball 2, low and away on the fastball again. You won't see Cone hit the heart of the plate with anything straight, but he can get some breaking stuff to come from inside to come over to the heart of the plate, as we've seen today. The 2-0. Cut on and laced out into left field. This one tracking the left fielder barefoot over towards the line. He makes the catch on the run, and there's 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th. And it helps when you have outfielders like that behind you, Lyle. Not only a cushion, but some big-time security from a great fielding Harbor Hawks team.
Yeah, Matthew Barefoot, a great defender out in left field. That ball was tailing away from him off to his right and toward the line, but he had a beat on it all the way.
And dealing with the sunlight, too. I mean, we still have a lot of sun left over this field. The lights haven't even started coming on yet. Lyle in at the right side of the plate now. The first pitch, ball 1, off-speed offering, missing high and away. Wind blowing over towards left field. Probably helped that ball tail, but Matt Barefoot keeping a beat on it. The 1-0. Cut on and sent the other way down the right field line. This one chasing Todd Lott back to the wall. He looks up, and did the ball get foul? Yes, it did. Rich Gattoni, first base umpire, calling it just foul beyond that 300-foot marker on the right field foul pole, and everybody has to go back. Lyle Lynn thought he might have had his 2nd hit of the game, or possibly his first home run of the game.
And he cracked a big smile after he saw that one just hook foul. Looked like over to his teammate Davis Wenzel out at short. Is that right field far than the rest of this ballpark?
300 feet. Shorter by a good 30 as the next shortest part's down the left field line. That's 330. Cone back on the mound. The 1-1 pitch coming. He deals. Pitch hacked on and chipped foul down the third base line. That ball falls just beyond the gaze of Harvey Shapiro, the manager for these Bourne Braves. Coaching third base today, Dalton Goodrich, an assistant of his, waiting down the first base line. He's coaching first today. He's only seen 2 men reach base by way of the hit for his Bourne Braves today. They only have 2 hits as Cone has been lights out in his first Cape League start. 1-2 count, 2 men down. Here's the pitch. Cut on, sent just over Davis Wenzel's head into left center field for a base hit. Lyle Lynn turns around first base, his 2nd hit of the day. Some nice 2-strike hitting, finding the ball and barreling it up just off the end of the bat. With 2 men down here in the bottom of the 4th, Bourne has a runner on first. Gabe Holt now, the 6th man in the order, coming up for the Braves, trying to work their way closer to the Harbor Hawks as they're down 3-0 here at their home park. Bourne trying to fight their way out of a tie for 3rd place with the Falmouth Commodores in the Western Division. Both those ball clubs knotted with 27 points as Cone floats ball 1 low and away. Little change up there, missing. 1-0 now the count. 3-0 the Harbor Hawks lead. Lyle Lynn with a 2-out single. Takes a 2-step lead off of first, held on by Pedro Pages. Double play depth from the infield. The 1-0. Ball 2. Fastball missing low and away. Todd Lott playing a bit closer over to the line down in right field. Tommy Jew playing towards the right center field gap as well. Matt Barefoot playing towards the left center field gap as that pitch is cut on and drilled out towards left center field, and good placement from Matt Barefoot. He only has to run about 3 steps to his right and make the grab on what could have been a base hit for Gabe Holt. Instead, it's the final out of the bottom of the 4th inning.
Fans, be sure to visit our souvenir stand
So
right
1 hit,
downstairs
1 man
below
left
the
on
press
base,
box
no
to the
runs,
door
no
where you
errors.
retire.
Some good alignment from the Harbor Hawks defense spares Zach Cohn what could have been an extra base hit there and brings Hyannis to the top of the 5th inning. Tommy Jew, Taylor Garris, and Davis Wenzel do up the bottom and top of the Hawks order, looking to build on a 3-0 edge when we get back here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Do not go anywhere.
Magic Works Media copyright.
Durant Park this evening.
Welcome back to Durant Park. As currently starting the top of the 5th, we're here. Our Hawks are up 3-0. In Falmouth, they're currently losing to the Whitey Red Sox 2-1. In the top of the 2nd, Brewster is up 1-0 to Harwich. The Wareham Gatemen are currently beating the two Kettleers at home 4-1 in the top of the 2nd. And just starting in Orleans, it's tied 0-0. So we get back to Chris Lucey and Lyle Goldstein
from the University of California.
Thank you so much, Robert. Lyle Goldstein joined me shortly. Rob with the Around the League update. Good news, or not so good news, actually, for the Bourne Braves. The Commodores out front 2-1 in their game. Tommy Jew up to lead things off for Hyannis here in the top of the 5th. Watches ball 1 sail way outside and past the outstretched glove of Lyle Lynn for ball 1. Want to know the count on Tommy Jew. He's 0 for 1 today. Flew out to second base to end the top of the 2nd inning. Lasco to the set. The 1-0. Hacked on and roped out towards the left center field gap. This one chasing Barzell and Murray towards the ball. And the center fielder Murray on the run makes the grab at the track for out number 1, robbing extra bases from the speedster out of the University of California at Santa Barbara.
University, Taylor Garris.
1 away here in the top of the 5th. Taylor Garris up for his 2nd ups now. Precious at-bats here for Taylor Garris. Before today, he hadn't played in a game since the 7th of July, a full 6 days ago. He's at the right side of the plate now. Lasco to the set and the pitch. Called a strike. The righty ahead in the count 0-1. Also forced Garris to fly out in his first at-bat. He's 0 for 1. The 0-1. Misses low and away. Count even 1-1. Lasco, UMass Minuteman, playing his college ball in the Colonial Athletic Conference. The 1-1. Hacked on and missed for strike 2. That went in the dirt. A little bit of cheddar right there from the native of Amherst. 1-2 the count. Hyannis out front 3-0 in the top of the 5th inning. And the pitch. Cut on and nicked foul behind home. Garris stays alive on a fluttering breaking pitch. Davis Wenzel waiting on deck. Infield, outfield, pretty much straight away. Center fielder, though, shaded towards the left center field gap. The 1-2. Hits Taylor Garris right on the front shoulder protector. But it looks like they might have called that a foul ball as you hear a very loud click off the end of the hit by pitch. It might have just hit off of Garris's end of his bat.
Yeah, I think it hit either the end or the knob of the bat. And Garris tried to sell it for a second, but didn't give too much argument walking back to the plate. I think he knew that hit his bat.
Well, Garris gets back in the batter's box. Here's the 1-2. Ball 2 on the fastball, high and outside. 2-2 the count. The righty Lasco battling here with Taylor Garris, the righty out of Sanford. 3-0 your score, 1 down, 2-2 count here in the top of the 5th inning. Lasco with the 2-2. Cut on and popped up down the third base line. Lyle Lynn tears off his mask, but the catcher is called off by the third baseman, Triolo, who runs in from third base, makes the grab a few steps away from the dugout of the Bourne Braves for out number 2 here in the top of the 5th.
University, Davis Wenzel.
This game cruising by, but doing so in good fashion for Hyannis, out front 3-0. Now Davis Wenzel coming to home plate for his third ups of the game. He's 0 for 3. Davis with a plus-minus average of 330, as told by Maria Guilfoyle. First pitch, ball 1, low and away. 1-0 the count. It works at Judson for Coach Gassman, this plus-minus average. Judson was able to finish top 25 in the NAIA this year as the 1-0 floats in for a strike over the inner half of the plate. 1-1 the count. Coach Chad wearing many hats, not only for the Harbor Hawks, but for Judson as well. He's the athletic director and head baseball coach. The 1-1. Cut on. That one's laced foul down the left field line. It looks like that kicked up a little bit of chalk at the end of the infield, but call made by Rick Emerson down the third base line, and Davis Wenzel has to step back in for a 1-2 count.
It certainly wasn't fouled by much. It definitely kicked something up because it was tough to tell if it was chalk or just the brown dirt, but Wenzel making his way back into the batter's box, trying to still pick up his first hit of the day.
Lasco to the set. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3 and out number 3 here in the top of the 5th inning. So a 1-2-3 top of the 5th for the Harbor Hawks. No hits, no errors, no men left on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th now. Tyler Fitzgerald, Thad Phillips, and Ashton Bartzell due up for the Bourne Braves, trying to chip away at a 3-0 Harbor Hawks lead when we get back here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Don't go anywhere.
Magic Works Media copyright.
You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Let's get you back to the game.
Go.
Zach Cohn ready to start inning number 5 of his outing in his first start of the Cape League summer. Set to face the bottom third of the Bourne Braves order, starting things off with Louisville shortstop Tyler Fitzgerald, who swings and misses right through the first pitch for strike 1. Cohn currently holding on to a 3-0 lead for the Harbor Hawks. 1 run coming in the first on a Matthew Barefoot RBI single, and then a 2-run bomb from Pedro Pages in the 4th. Right-hander from the set. Pitch on the way to Fitzgerald, a called strike on a fastball. No balls and 2 strikes the count. Fitzgerald's 0 for 1 today, popped out to short in his lone at bat. That coming back in the bottom of the 2nd frame. Still a sunny day here at Doran Park, 7:15 p.m. your time. 0-2 from Zach Cohn, misses away into the left-handed side of the batter's box, and the count moves to 1-2.
I mean, the game's just whipping by right now, already through 4.5 innings.
Fitzgerald came into the day hitting .285. A 1-2 from Zach Cohn in the dirt through the wicket to Kyle Wilkie as the count runs to 2-2.
Definitely not an easy day to be catching, as the sun definitely causing some problems. I mean, we've seen the Harbor Hawks make some great reads regardless, but still just peering in and pouring over the field coming from the left side.
Cone gets his sign from Wilkie. The 2-2 pitch, swinging a fisted ground ball over to second base. Taylor Garris waits for it, fields it cleanly, throw on to first, and just in time for a bang-bang play, one down in the bottom of the 5th.
That serves Taylor Garris right there well because, again, he's been scuffling for at-bats this season. The Harbor Hawks are loaded in the infield, particularly in the middle infield, as they can mix and match with Como, Wenzel, and Will Holland as much as they choose. And those are 3 of the best middle infielders in the country. So Garris has really had to fight for his own, and he gets a start today and makes good in the field.
Thaddeus Phillips, the number 8 hitter for Bourne, as he watches the first pitch off speed, high and inside for ball 1. But Taylor Garris taking the spot of Brandon Como today at second base. Como's been a regular for the Harbor Hawks. You'll usually see him playing second and hitting second in the order. 1-0 fastball from Cone is cut on and missed for strike 1 as the count evens.
And in Como's place in the lineup, batting-wise today, Will Holland, who started off this game well with a single and a run scored.
Cone from the set, 1-1 pitch, fastball high. 2-1 the count to the hitter in Thaddeus Phillips. Plays his college ball at UConn. Just 4 hits on the season, and 2 of them coming back against Catuit on July the 9th. First multi-hit game of the summer. It's a 2-1 heater from Zach Cone, misses in. Count moves to 3-1. Well, nobody on, 1 out. 3-0 the score. Infield playing back. Zach Cone's ready. The 3-1 offering. Fastball right on the outside corner for strike 2. Count runs full to the hitter in Thad Phillips, looking to be the first Bourne Braves hitter to reach here in the bottom of the 5th. Cone takes a long, deep breath, shakes off a sign, now gets one he likes. Working from the right side. 3-2 pitch, swinging a foul off the net, just behind home plate.
I mean, for Cone, it's hard to argue with Kyle Wilkie today as they've been in good sync. Kyle Wilkie getting the pitches called from the Harbor Hawks dugout, and Cone liking pretty much everything and working so quickly and very efficiently, too.
Cone now working quickly. 3-2 pitch on the way to Phillips, down low for ball 4. The UConn product in Thaddeus Phillips reaches base with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. First walk issued on the day for Zach Cone.
Well, you're certainly not going to win the ball, and Cone has been doing such a good job at kind of playing around the plate, not going directly over the plate. So now that Bourne gets a couple of trips through the lineup against him, they can see that he's not necessarily throwing strikes, so they can wait a bit. But now Cone just has to start dipping his breaking stuff in for more strikes and then seeing if he can get people looking with the fastball.
Ashton Bardzell, number 9 hitter, plays his college ball at Hartford. Right-handed bat in the right-handed side of the box. The pitch from Cone, fastball for a called strike by the home plate umpire and Vincent Medina. Another first pitch strike, this time to Bardzell. Bardzell 0 for 1 today. Watches the next pitch, down low and away for ball 1. Back throw to first by Kyle Wilkie, a snap throw. Pedro Pages applied the tag, but not in time, and back safely with the dive as the runner in Phillips. The count at 1-1. Just 3 hits so far on the day for the Bourne Braves. Cone has cruised through this order. The 1-1 pitch, a called strike on the inner half of the zone. Count moves to 1-2. 2 hits on the day have come off the bat of Lyle, the catcher out of ASU. Both of those being base hits. Leadoff hitter and Chase Murray also produced a single back in the 3rd inning. Now the 1-2, swinging a fly ball into deep right center field. Backtracking is Tommy Jew and Todd Lott looking up, and it takes a couple of hops all the way to the wall. Rounding third and coming home is Thaddeus Phillips. Throwback into Taylor Garris is cut off. Phillips scores, rounding second and heading to third is the hitter in Bardzell, standing up with a 1-out triple. Zach Cone allows his first run of the night, and the lead is cut to 2 for the Harbor Hawks. 3-1 Hyannis. Ashton Bardzell absolutely scorching that ball out to right center field. Not even the speedy Tommy Jew could make his way over to that one. Landed about 10 feet from the wall, skipped on a couple of hops, hit right off the Coca-Cola sign in right center field. And Bardzell and his speed motoring around second for an easy stand-up triple.
And oddly enough, that's the 3rd triple of the season for Bardzell. He has just absolutely been flying around the base paths for the Bourne Braves this campaign.
So Cone in his first real trouble of the day is Chase Murray, the leadoff hitter for the Bourne Braves, calls time, steps out of the box, twists his hand to the barrel of his bat. Now he's back in, back foot right on the back side of the left-handed box. First pitch from Cone, fastball down and away. Ball 1.
We have a righty getting loose out in the Harbor Hawks bullpen. Looks like Riley Self wearing that number 34 jersey out there, just getting loose.
Well, Cone in his 5th inning of work. Trying to limit damage here as the pitch to Murray is swung on and fouled back behind home plate. So Cone's had a good fastball working today, sitting in the low to mid-90s, as well as a slider with some nice bite to it toward the end. But trying to get his feel back here in the bottom of the 5th. Next pitch to Murray, swinging a fly ball out to short left field, taking a couple of steps in as Matthew Barefoot makes the catch. Tagging is Bardzell. The throw to Wilkie at the plate is up the line, and scoring from third is Ashton Bardzell to make this game 3-2 Bourne on a sacrifice fly from Chase Murray.
Ominous music playing from the Bourne Braves PA box up there, and this is where Cone has to battle back. A little bit of adversity for you. He's able to sacrifice a run for an out there, but that makes this a one-run ball game, and it's a little bit tight, and Hyannis really needs to avoid another one-run loss out here because last night was a tough one, and a couple of tough losses in a row can always get in people's heads.
Well, the Braves have put up 2 runs here in the 5th. Hyannis still leading by 1, but the base is now cleared as Anthony Prado, the number 2 hitter, steps in and takes a fastball for a called strike right on the outside corner.
That was pitch number 79 for Zach Cone. He's starting to get up there, and Riley Self warming up more furiously out in right field.
Zach Cone from the set. Counters with another fastball, swung on and missed for strike 2. Central Michigan right-hander quickly ahead. No balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Harbor Hawks still leading by 1, a 3-2 score. Prado's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Cone staring him down. The set and the 0-2 on the way. Fastball runs just outside for ball 1. Zach Cone starting to walk off the mound, looking like he spotted up the outer half for strike 3. But Vincent Medina thought otherwise as the hitter in Prado stays alive now with a 1-2 count. A stare down between Cone and Prado. Infield playing back. The 1-2 pitch, swinging a line drive foul out of play down the right field line. Well, the Harbor Hawks currently sit at 2nd place in the Western Division, 3 points behind the Wareham Gatemen, who currently lead the Kettleers by a score of 6-1 already in the top of the 3rd inning out at Spillane Field. That's just down the road here from Bourne. But Hyannis looking to stay right on their heels. The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, misses outside. Count runs to 2-2. Bourne and Falmouth tied for 3rd place, both of them with 27 points. And Katuitt sitting in 5th with 26. Cone takes a deep breath from the set. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses down and away. Count runs the full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
83 pitches as well. Wouldn't be surprised if this is the last we see of Zach Cone.
Worked 4 clean innings up here until the 5th. The Bourne Braves have put up 2. Payoff pitch, swinging a line drive into shallow center field. Tommy Jew coming on, dives and makes the catch for out number 3. There's that closing speed from the UCSB center fielder in Tommy Jew to get Zach Cone out of the bottom of the 5th. Score remains 3-2 in favor of the Harbor Hawks, and we'll be back here in the top of the 6th right after this on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
For the Harbor Hawks, the designated hitter.
Will
number
Holland,
11,
the designated
from
hitter out of
University,
Auburn,
Will
set to lead
Holland.
things off for the Harbor Hawks in the top half of the 6th inning. Bourne put up 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th, and now Hyannis looking to strike back, currently holding on to a 1-run lead. New pitcher on hand for the Bourne Braves is the right-hander out of Georgia Tech, and Andy Archer, who went 4-0 with a 3.64 ERA in his season at Georgia Tech this season. 47 innings pitched, made 26 appearances. And coming on here in the top of the 6th for Justin Lasco, whose night ends at 5 innings. It'll be the right-hander's first time seeing Will Holland this summer, as he works from the set. Kicks and fires the first pitch. Breaking ball makes Holland dive right out of the way, ducks his head, but doesn't get a piece of him for ball 1.
Archer is about as big as they come, 6'5", 215 pounds out of Duluth, Georgia. You can bet that these two have seen each other as well, as Holland is also a native of the state of Georgia.
Back into the box now. Archer from the windup. The pitch to Holland, swinging a ground ball foul up the first baseline. Broke his bat, and now he'll head back to the dugout to get a new piece of wood. Holland walking very slowly down the first baseline. He'll hand the bat off to the bat boy, and making his way over to the dugout. Well, Andy Archer made so far 1 appearance for Bourne this summer, through 2 innings, gave up 1 hit, struck out 3, and got the win. Time called here. Tough to see if Holland got a little bit shaken up or not. He's currently exchanging a few words over at the first base dugout. Appears to be okay. Gets a black wood bat compared to the light brown one that he just broke right in half. Adjusts his batting gloves, walking his way back into the right-handed side of the box. Holland on the day, 1 for 2. Singleton scored in the first along with a stolen base, and flew out to center field in the 3rd. Plays now called back into the field. Archer shakes off a couple of signs, gets into his windup, delivers home to Holland. Another off speed for a called strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes for the Auburn product in Will Holland. Now getting his sign is Archer, the pitch. Swinging a fly ball into short right field. Coming in and off to his left is the right fielder in Holt. Makes the catch, and that'll be out number 1. So Holland, 2 flyouts in his last 2 at-bats. Out number 1 for the reliever and Archer.
Campbell, Matthew Barefoot.
And now Matthew Barefoot steps in. Barefoot drove in the first run of the day. That was on an RBI single in the first. As Archer kicks and fires from the windup, first pitch, fastball low. Well, Matthew Barefoot, with that RBI single, extended his hitting streak to 16 games on this summer. Swings at the next pitch and sends a high pop-up on the infield. Coming in is the 3rd baseman in Triolo into foul ground. Camps under it and squeezes his glove for out number 2. Barefoot sent down for the first time tonight. And Seth Gray steps to the plate, the left-handed hitter out of Wright State with 2 outs.
The 3rd baseman, number 18 from Wright State, Seth Gray.
So Andy Archer looks to be a little bit of a junk baller. Gave Will Holland a healthy dose of off-speed in his first at-bat. And fastball doesn't seem to be incredibly firm. The first pitch to Seth Gray is a fly ball into center field. Coming back is Murray, now taking a couple of steps in. He settles under it and makes the grab for out number 3. So Andy Archer, a quick 1-2-3 inning, 3 pop-outs to set down the Hyannis Harbor Hawks in the top of the 6th. We'll be back for the bottom half of the 6th inning right after this on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
Back to Chad Gassman making all the right.
Zach Cohn's outing is done after 5 frames. The right-hander out of Central Michigan throws 5 innings, giving up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, strikes out 5. And the new reliever on hand for the Harbor Hawks, Riley Self, right-hander out of Mississippi State, as he's set to face Jared Triolo for the first at bat in the bottom of the 6th. And the right-handed hitter takes one inside for ball 1 on an off-speed. Triolo 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out swinging in his last at bat as he swings at that one and sends a high fly ball to deep left field. Backtracking is Matthew Barefoot at the wall, reaches up his glove and makes the catch right in front of the wall for a long out number 1 as Triolo is retired. Barefoot moving back and off to his left, right in front of the wall, reaches up and makes a beauty for a crucial out to keep this game knotted at 3-2.
Excellent running catch into the gap right there for Barefoot. He's been running all over the field from left for the Harbor Hawks today and really been staking the pitching staff to an advantage.
Left-handed hitter and Spencer Brickhouse steps in. It'll be his first time seeing Riley Self. Right-hander deals the first pitch and off speed for a called strike on the outside corner. Self looks into Kyle Wilkie. Right-hander working from the set with nobody on. Now the 0-1 pitch, swinging a foul off Wilkie's mitt and dribbles into the grass behind home plate. Well, Spencer Brickhouse hitting .274 on the year, but 0 for his last 16 has been in a major slump over the last week. Had a golden sombrero last night with 4 strikeouts and a loss against Chatham. Now the 0-2, a swing and a miss for strike 3. Riley Self records his first strikeout of the night as Spencer Brickhouse punches out for the second time tonight, and there's 2 down in the bottom of the 6th. The South dropping that off-speed looked like a breaking ball on the outer half to the hitter in Brickhouse. Chased it off the zone and came up empty. Now Lyle Lynn steps in. Right-hander from Arizona State. Swings and misses through a first pitch off-speed from Riley Self. 0-1 the count to Lyle Lynn, who's 2 for 2 on the day. Looking to pick up his 3rd hit and start to chip away at what's currently a 3-2 lead for the Harbor Hawks. Hyannis was up 3-0, but then Bourne put up a 2 spot back in the bottom of the 5th. Now the next pitch to Lyle Lynn, a swing and a foul up behind the net and out of play down the right side. So Lynn came into the day 1 for his last 12. But with his 2 hits up to this point, average currently sits at .282. Self from the set. The next pitch to Lynn misses away, low and outside for ball 1. 7:37 p.m. Sun starting to set here at Doran Park. The infield playing back. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses low and away. Outfield playing pretty straight up as well. Todd Lott a little bit off the line in right field, playing over toward the gap. And Lyle Lynn has some gap-to-gap power in his repertoire. 2-2 from Self. Check swing, appeal down the first, and he did not go around according to Rich Gattani, as the count will run to full. 3-2 to the hitter in Lynn.
This was a 50-50 call right there as Lyle Lynn almost broke but held up, according to Rich Gattani.
The Self looking to work a perfect inning. The 3-2 to Lyle Lynn misses just away with an off-speed pitch for ball 4. So he loses Lyle Lynn on a full count offering as the Arizona State product jogs down to first. 2 outs and a runner aboard for the Bourne Braves.
Well, after an at-bat like that, you just have to tip your hat to Lyle Lynn. I mean, holding up barely on 2 very good-looking and also a bit hittable-looking pitches at the end, taking them both for balls and getting himself on first base.
So Lynn on it first. Gabe Holt steps in. He looks at the first pitch for himself for a called strike right at the knees. Well, Lyle Lynn, his plate discipline just got so much better this season at Arizona State. Believe it or not, he actually walked more in his freshman year, but he cut down his strikeouts by a handful, going from 33 to 29 in the course of 2 years, as Self's next pitch to the hitter in Holt is taken for another strike. Lyle Lynn also saw more at bats to go off that stat, hitting toward the top of the lineup, usually in the number 2 spot out at Tempe. And the 0-2 from Self, a called strike 3, and down looking is Gabe Holt for the 3rd out of the bottom of the 6th. So Riley Self draws a 2-out walk and advances no further is Lyle Lynn as he strikes out Holt for the 3rd out of the inning, 2nd strikeout of the night, and the Harbor Hawks still lead 3-2 through 6 innings of play. When we come back in the top of the 7th, Pedro Pages, Todd Lott, and Kyle Wilkie will be due up here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright.
Top half of the 7th on hand here at Doran Park in Bourne, Massachusetts. 5, 6, 7 due up for Hyannis here against Andy Archer, out for inning number 2 of his relief appearance. Pedro Pages digs in from the right-handed side, and a righty-righty matchup set to go. The first pitch from Archer is a fastball for a called strike right at the knees. Pedro Pages 1 for 2 on the day with that 2-run blast back in his last at-bat. Swings at the next pitch from Archer and sends a fly ball down the right field line, hooking foul, giving chases Gabe Holt, and it sails out of play. Well, Pedro Pages starting to find his groove again at the plate after being just 1 for his last 16 before the Katuitt game where he produced an RBI single. That coming back on July the 11th as he watches a fastball upstairs for ball 1. Pages has 2 extra base hits in his last 2 games, including a double in the 9th inning last night against the Commodores, which was inches away from leaving the yard, and a home run tonight. Breaking ball from Archer misses upstairs as the count moves even, 2-2. But Pages definitely displaying some power. 4 home runs in a season at FAU. Now the 2-2, swinging a high chopper over to third, fielded on a hop by Triolo, takes a couple of shuffles and throws across for out number 1. Pages is sat down for the first out of the inning. Andy Archer's seen 4 hitters and sent all 4 of them down. 3 by a flyout and 1 now by a ground out to Pages.
From the University of Louisiana Lafayette.
Todd Lott set to go against Archer. Lott's 0 for 2 today, struck out swinging and grounded out to short. Louisiana Lafayette right fielder comes into the at-bat with a .319 average. Swings at the first pitch and sends a line drive back up the middle and into center field for a base hit. Todd Lott takes a short turnaround first, retreats back to the bag, and picks up his first hit of the night. First man aboard for the Harbor Hawks on the top of the 7th.
Catcher number 14 from Clemson University, Kyle Wilkie.
That'll bring up Kyle Wilkie looking to extend this mini rally that the Harbor Hawks have just started. Kyle's got 1 hit and 2 tries today. It'll also be the Clemson catcher's first time in seeing the reliever in Archer. Right-hander checks the runner, now deals to Wilkie, swinging a high pop-up on the infield. Going back is Lyle. Lynn, giving chase in is Triolo, calling everybody off and makes the catch and foul, ground for out number 2. So a quick at-bat for Kyle Wilkie as he pops out to third for the second out of the 7th inning.
Fielder number 13 from the University of California, Santa Barbara, Tommy Jew.
Andy Archer, now retired 6 of the first 7 hitters he's seen. Coming in for Justin Lasko, whose day ended after 5 innings pitched. Right-hander out of UMass Amherst and Lasko gave up 3 earned runs on 4 hits and struck out 4. Tommy Jew, the UC Santa Barbara center fielder, now into the right side of the box. The first pitch from Andy Archer, a check swing, heels down to first and does not go around, according to the first base umpire and Rich Gaetoni. So Todd Lott getting a short lead over at first. Picks up his first hit of the night. He's only been hitless in 3 of the games he's appeared in on this Cape League summer. In the last 21 make that as he moves back to first on an attempted pickoff from Andy Archer. 1-0 the count to the hitter in Tommy Jew. Andy Archer from the set. Fires a fastball in, and Tommy Jew backs off the plate for ball 2. Jew brushed his head back a little bit on a fastball up in his kitchen, but dusted it off no problem. He's back in with a hitter's count, 2-0. The set and the pitch on the way, swinging a fly ball out to deep left field. Chasing back is Barzell. He's at the wall, and that is gone. Tommy Jew with a 2-run shot here in the top of the 7th inning to make this a 5-2 ball game. So Tommy Jew displays the first glimpse of power we've seen out of the center fielder this summer. First home run out here in Cape Cod as that ball was scorched out to center field. Barzell gave chase, but watched it sail out into the left field bullpen to put this lead back at a 3-run differential for the Harbor Hawks. 5-2 the score now. Taylor Garris steps in. Swings at the first pitch and sends a chopper over to third. Fielded on a couple of hops by Triolo. Throws on the run, and it's in time for the 3rd out. But the damage is done here in the top of the 7th as Tommy Jew having a day from both sides. 2-run home run in the top of the 7th. 5-2 Harbor Hawks the score. We'll be back for the bottom of the 7th frame shortly after this on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Number 7 hitter in Tyler Fitzgerald set to lead things off for the Bourne Braves in the bottom half of the 7th as Riley Self makes his way back out for inning number 2, now working with a 3-run lead. As a 2-run blast from Tommy Jew put the Harbor Hawks back to a 3-run lead. Scores 5-2 in favor of Hyannis. Self from the set. First pitch to Fitzgerald's a called strike. Off speed, 0-1 the count. So Self came in after 5 innings of work from Zach Cohn as the right-hander deals the next pitch to Fitzgerald, and it's a fly ball out to left field. Taking a couple of steps back is Matthew Barefoot, off to his right, and now settles under it to make the catch for the first out. So the first batter in each of the last 2 innings is flied out to Matthew Barefoot. That one much shorter than the one coming back to start the bottom of the 6th inning. As in that bottom of the 6th frame, the hitter and Jared Triolo absolutely scorched one to left center. Barefoot had a good beat on it, caught it right up in front of the wall. Now Thaddeus Phillips, the hitter, takes a first pitch on the outer half for strike 1. So Riley Self, through his first 5 batters, has allowed 1 man aboard on a Lyle Lynn walk. Otherwise has been unscathed. As the next pitch is a ground ball to the right side, fielded on a hop by Taylor Garris, picks it up cleanly and an easy throw to first, and a quick 2 outs for the right-hander in Riley Self. So Riley Self has a cut fastball in his repertoire, along with a changeup and a slider. And he's used all those very effectively here in his relief outing through an inning and 2/3. Now the number 9 hitter in Ashton Bardzell digs in. Hartford left fielder, 1 for 2 with an RBI triple. Self's first pitch misses way outside. Kyle Wilkie keeps it within his ground, reaches out to make the grab. 1 ball and no strikes. Riley Self with nobody on, working from the set. 1-0 pitch is a called strike on the inner half. Count moves to even, 1-1. Lights have started to come on here at Doran Park. Infield playing back with 2 outs. As the next pitch is a swing and a foul, up and out of play on the right side. 7:50 your time. This game has now lasted 1 hour and 50 minutes. Game cruised through about the first 5 innings. But the Harbor Hawks out on top by 3 runs as the next pitch from Riley Self misses in the dirt. Skips away from Kyle Wilkie a little bit. 2-2, now your count. Bardzell looking to pick up his 2nd hit of the day. Outfielders playing back as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Pitch from Self, misses inside, brushes off the hitter in Bardzell off the plate a little bit. Self finds himself in another full count. Looking to win this battle here against the hitter in Bardzell. 3-2, called strike 3 right on the inside corner, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. Riley Self works a perfect bottom half of the 7th. 1-2-3 inning, records his 3rd strikeout of the night, and the score still remains 5-2 Harbor Hawks through 7 frames. We'll be back for the 8th right after this here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Davis Wenzel on the top of the Harbor Hawks order, set to lead things off in the Hyannis half of the 8th. New pitcher on hand for the Bourne Braves, right-hander Mike Ruff out of Florida Atlantic University. Ruff on the summer, 2-1 record, 4.50 ERA. He'll be making his 7th appearance, thrown 10 innings, struck out 10, and walked 6. Has a quick meeting with Lyle at the mound, as now the Arizona State catcher retreats back behind the plate. As Wenzel set to make his 4th at bat of the day, still searching for that first hit. Ruff from the windup. First pitch to Wenzel, swinging a foul up and out of play on the right side.
Ruff coming in at 6'3", 215 pounds, brings a lot of size to the mound and comes in relief of Andy Archer, who had a good day. 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, though. So a bit of a shaky outing for him, actually.
Now the right-hander ready from the wind. The 0-1 to Wenzel, a looping breaking ball missing just upstairs for ball 1.
Both of those earned runs for Archer coming off the 2-run blast to Tommy Jew.
Wenzel, 233 on the year as he swings and cuts right through that one. A weak foul tip right back into the middle. Lyle Lynn for strike 2. Davis Wenzel, 2 home runs and 9 runs batted in on the year. Now Ruff ready. The 1-2 pitch, fastball way outside as the count moves to even. Ruff in his season at Florida Atlantic University. 1-2 record, 2.91 ERA, and 34 innings pitched. Made 16 appearances in his collegiate season. Now gets his sign from Lyle Lynn. The wind and the 2-2 on the way, swinging a high pop-up foul down the right side and sails out of play. The Wenzel fighting off a couple of pitches in this at-bat against the new right-hander in Ruff. 5-2 the score in favor of Hyannis in the top of the 8th. Ruff now ready. Comes home with the 2-2, swinging a foul back behind home plate off the netting. So as we know, Davis Wenzel is one tough out to say the least. He has been an absolute catalyst at the top of the order all summer for the Harbor Hawks. Has 16 walks on the summer. Now the 2-2, swinging a ground ball over to third, fielded foul just to the left of the line by the third baseman in Triolo. And Wenzel adjusts his batting gloves, walks back to the plate, regaining some life in this at-bat. So Triolo's been pretty busy over at third base tonight. Had 2 putouts back in the 7th inning, along with catching a pop-up in foul ground back in the 6th. And now Wenzel puts his right hand to the head of the bat, thrusts it forward once, now back into his stance. Right-hander in Ruff ready. 2-2 pitch, swing and a foul tip back into the middle. Lyle Lynn for strike 3 as Davis Wenzel punches out for the 3rd time tonight. And there's 1 down in the top of the 8th.
University, Will Holland.
That'll bring up Will Holland, designated hitter from Auburn, vying for his 2nd hit. So Holland broke his bat back in his previous at-bat. Now swinging a black piece of wood. Has that bat behind his right shoulder. Swings at the first pitch and sends a line drive into short right field. Coming on is Holt and makes the grab for out number 2. So Gabe Holt taking a couple of steps in. Had a good beat on the ball. It was sinking in on him, but made the catch right at about the chest level.
Now batting,
and there's 2 quick outs for the new right-hander and Mike Ruff.
And now Ruff has probably his toughest opponent of the night coming to the plate at Matt Barefoot.
Already with a hit on the night, sporting a 16-game hitting streak as he swings at that pitch and sends a line drive into right field. Same spot and right at the right fielder in Holt. Takes a couple of steps in and squeezes it for out number 3. So Mike Ruff works a very quick 1-2-3 top of the 8th, but the Harbor Hawks still lead by 3 runs. 5-2 your score here at Doran Park through 7.5 frames. We'll be back for the bottom of the 8th shortly after this on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
Back to Chad Gassman making all the right moves on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks digital network.
Top of the Bourne Braves order set to go in the bottom of the 8th inning in a 5-2 game in favor of the Harbor Hawks. New reliever on hand for Hyannis, left-hander Adam Elliott out of Louisville. 11 2/3 innings on the summer. And how about this? An 0.77 ERA and 8 appearances. First pitch, breaking ball to Chase Murray's a called strike.
And he's no stranger to late inning clutch play, as he had a big hit last night.
Now winds and fires an 0-1 breaking ball, swinging a fly ball out to deep right field, giving a couple of steps back as Todd Lott settles under it and makes the catch about 10 feet in front of the wall for the first out of the bottom of the 8th.
And there he goes, almost giving up the big hit right there, but Todd Lott getting that just before it gets out of the yard. A nice read from him, and a good night for Riley Self as well. 2 innings pitched, only 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, no hits, no runs allowed.
Anthony Prado, the right-handed hitter out of UConn, will be the new man up. But talking to some of the Bourne broadcasters as well as some other people who spend some time at Doran Park, they say balls go to die at this park. As the hitter in Prado takes one upstairs for ball 1. It's more of the same as we saw last night in Falmouth, as that park isn't particularly big, but balls just go to die. Not a lot of balls will leave the yard at either Gov Fuller Field or here at Doran Park, as the hitter in Prado takes one away for ball 2. Although an uncharacteristic trend tonight from the Harbor Hawks, as both Pedro Pages and Tommy Jew have sent long balls out, as Prado swings to the next pitch and sends a ground ball out to Wenzel, moves a step to his left, fields it cleanly, and throws on to Pages at first for out number 2. So Adam Elliott's recorded 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and he's set to face the number 3 hitter in the order in Jared Triolo.
Adam, your classic junk baller, can set you up with a fastball, but really gets out with the slider and the changeup.
Heater sits around 86 to 88 miles an hour, but his primary off-speed pitch is that slider sitting in the mid to high 70s. First pitch to Triolo, a line drive out to deep left center field. Tommy Jew moving over to his right and runs it down in the gap for the 3rd out of the bottom of the 8th. So Adam Elliott works a quick 1-2-3 inning here in the 8th frame as the Harbor Hawks get out of it unscathed, and the score still remains 5-2 Hyannis. We'll be back for the top of the 9th right after this on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Let's get you back to the game.
For the Harbor Hawks, from Wright State, Seth Gray.
Top half of the ninth is moments from getting underway here at Bourne Park, a 5-2 game in favor of the Harbor Hawks, as the Bourne Braves are set to put a new right-handed reliever on the mound, and it'll be Jacob Wallace out of UConn. He's set to make his 8th appearance on the summer, yet to allow a run here on the islands. Save 4 games, 14 strikeouts to just 4 walks. As Seth Gray swings at the first pitch and sends a nibbler over to short, fielded out in front by Fitzgerald, running throw over to first, and it's in time to retire Seth Gray. So 1 pitch, 1 out for the new right-hander in Jacob Wallace. So Seth Gray sent down for the first out. He's the lone left-handed hitter in the lineup tonight, as the Harbor Hawks have now seen 4 righties. And Jacob Wallace, the 4th one, set to go on the mound. Last go through 5 innings, Andy Archer for 2, and then Mike Ruff worked a clean 8th inning as he went 1 inning, striking out 1, but nothing else. Now Pedro Pages swings at the first pitch and sends a line drive down the right field line, fair, getting into the corner. That'll be extra bases. Pages rounding first, cruising into second, and the FAU product stands up.
Extra base hits in each of Pages' last 2 games, and he's been patient with it as well. He's been struggling at times this year, but stayed confident in himself and his ability just to put the bat on the baseball. And there it is. Patience paying off for Pages today. Pair of extra base knocks after a base knock in the top of the 9th last night as well that went for 2 bags.
Now riding a 3-game hitting streak as Todd Lott will step in. He's 1 for 3 on the day. That single coming back in the 7th inning, as the first pitch from the right-hander in Wallace misses outside on a breaking ball. Then Lott had an easy jog home from first on what was a 2-run blast from Tommy Jew to extend this lead back to 3 runs for Hyannis. They were out 3-0 early. A 2 spot from Bourne in the 5th cut the lead to 1, and then Jew's 2-run bomb put it back out to 5-2. Lott takes a breaking ball right at the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Pages getting his lead at second. From the set is Wallace. Fastball swung on and missed from Lott, as the right-hander and Jacob Wallace now ahead of the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Todd Lott's hitting .200 with 5 RBIs with runners in scoring position this summer. Looking to shoot that up here and extend the lead to 4 runs as he swings at a breaking ball and grounds it foul down the right side. The Todd Lott has been an absolute catalyst for the Harbor Hawks ever since about 10 days into the summer, when he was on the struggle bus early, but has since been arguably the hottest hitter in the Hyannis order, maybe outside of Matthew Barefoot. Currently tied for the Cape lead in home runs with 5. Wallace checks on Pages at second. Now the 1-2 to Lott, a swing and a miss for strike 3. Chase the heater up and out of the zone, and that'll be out number 2. First strikeout of the night for the right-hander Jacob Wallace.
Now batting the catcher, number 14.
And that's one of Todd's kryptonites right there. He will just be a bit of a free swinger at times. Now up to 24 strikeouts on the campaign, leading the Harbor Hawks by a good margin.
That'll bring up Kyle Wilkes, currently sporting a 1 for 3 day. Produced an infield single in his first at-bat, coming in the top of the 2nd. Wallace kicks and deals the first pitch, a breaking ball down low. Wilkie, 293 on the summer. Hitting just 190, though, with runners on base. Page is the man at second. Hyannis up by 3, looking to extend the lead. The pitch to Kyle Wilkie. Checks his swing, but a called strike with the pitch to make it a 1-1 count. With 2 outs, the infield's playing back. Outfield pretty much straight up. Wallace sets right at the belt. The next pitch to Wilkie, a fastball gets by Lyle Lynn and jumps right off the bricks back to the catcher, and no advancement from Pedro Pages. As that ball quickly back to Lyle Lynn. Pedro Pages probably would have been nabbed at third if he had tried to take off. And these Hyannis runners are no strangers to a brick backstop, as that's what they play with for 22 games a year at their own home turf in McKeon Park.
Absolutely, and an even shorter backstop here than at McKeon Park with stone dust behind as well, so plenty of room to hop around.
2-1 count to Kyle Wilkie. Wallace from the set, pitch on the way, swing and a miss, swings over the top of it to even the count at 2-2. So Hyannis, so far on the day, 7 hits compared to Bourne's 4. Bourne, one of the hottest offensive teams in the Cape. Third on the islands with 228 hits as Kyle Wilkie swings at that breaking ball and sends it fouling out of play down the right side. The Braves coming into today second in average with 267 as a team combined batting average. Third in runs scored, fourth in on base. But just 2 runs so far through 8 innings of offense for the hometown team today. The set from Wallace, 2-2 to Wilkie, swing and a miss for strike 3, and that'll do it for the top of the 9th. Pedro Pages gets on at second with a double, but is stranded there, and the score remains 5-2 Hyannis. Bottom half of the 9th set to get underway shortly after this. Hyannis looking to move to 16, 9-2 on the summer when we return on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
You're listening to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network. Now back to today's voice of the Hawks, Lyle Goldstein.
Harbor Hawks just 3 outs away from picking up win number 16 of the summer. and win number 7 on the road as Adam Elliott's back on the mound, the southpaw, for inning number 2. His first pitch to the new hitter in Spencer Brickhouse is a called strike on a breaking ball on the outside corner. Elliott now working quickly from the windup. Just the ball threw out his mitt. Comes home with another off speed, misses in the dirt, chested up by Wilkie as the count moves to 1-1.
The Harbor Hawks have had Elliott in with razor-thin margins, and here they have a big one for him.
Now the left-hander deals the 1-1. Misses inside, another off-speed pitch.
I mean, his breaking stuff is just so nasty. It's been very tough for hitters really to barrel him up. So when you get him in with a lead, you almost start to think it's pretty in the bag.
Now the left-hander kicks and fires the 2-1 pitch, a fastball running outside. 3-1 the count to the hitter in Spencer Brickhouse.
Yes, baseball is a game that can change on you in a minute, but still, Adam Elliott gives a great deal of confidence to this ball club.
Gets his sign from Kyle Wilkie. The 3-1 offering, swinging a foul behind home plate and off the netting. Elliott, a guy that likes to pitch off his slider. Some breaking stuff that usually sits from 76 to 77 miles an hour. And works himself into a 3-2 count. Payoff pitch upcoming to the hitter in Brickhouse, but swings and fouls it off to stay alive.
And when you throw that slider off the fastball, it's all the more deadly because the arm angle looks similar, but rather than a 77-mile-per-hour slider, you get an 87-mile-per-hour fastball.
Brickhouse 0 for 3 on the day with a pair of strikeouts. Now Elliott the wind. The 3-2 pitch, swinging a pop-up foul out of play down the third base line. So Spencer Brickhouse fighting off a couple of pitches with a full count from Adam Elliott. Looking to be the first man aboard for the Bourne Braves to spark a little bit of a ninth-inning rally. Elliott now ready. Fires home the 3-2 pitch, swinging a foul right behind home plate. Brickhouse sporting the number 20. Product out of East Carolina, playing first base for the Braves tonight. Has been their everyday starter, but tailed off, averaged down to 279 coming into today as he swings at that pitch. Sends a pop-up foul just out of play behind home plate and behind the press box. The Brickhouse now sitting with an average of 271, 0 for his last 17. Elliott gets a new baseball, sets right at the neck level. Winds in the 3-2 pitch upstairs for ball 4, and Spencer Brickhouse draws a leadoff walk to start the bottom of the 9th inning.
Now batting the
So Adam Elliott,
3 from Arizona
guy who
State
usually
University,
has
Lyle
a good
wins.
deal of control, really had to work in that at bat. Brickhouse fought off 3 straight pitches with a 3-2 count, and then a fastball sailed high for a leadoff walk. Now Lyle in the hitter. Elliott's first pitch. Lynn swings and lines one into left field for a base hit. Matthew Barefoot fields it on a couple of hops. Moving station to station is Brickhouse down to second. And the Bourne Braves are in business here. Nobody out, 2 on.
Now batting, right fielder number 23.
Well, we've seen Harbor Hawks pitchers work into and out of trouble. Dylan Thomas doing it on multiple occasions as well. And now Adam Elliott just needs to bear down. 2 men on base and Gabe Holt coming up to the plate. This is a matchup he really has to watch out for.
What a day for Lyle Lynn. 3 for 3, 3 singles and a walk, his 4th time reaching base. And Chad Gassman makes his way out to the mound, and it looks like the night will be done for Adam Elliott. And coming in, the Hawaii right-hander in Dylan Thomas, the usual closer for the Harbor Hawks, comes in the middle of the inning with 2 men on and nobody out. He'll set to try to give the Harbor Hawks their 16th win of the summer when we return on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright. Magic.
Back to Chad Gassman making all the right moves on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks digital network.
Dylan Thomas.
Hawaii right-hander Dylan Thomas makes his way into the ballgame with 2 on and nobody out in the bottom of the 9th inning. Hyannis currently leads 5-2, but the Bourne Braves threatening here, and now the new hitter will be Texas Tech right fielder Gabe Holt. Holt currently 0 for 3. Thomas comes in, checks the runner on second. From the set, the first pitch, a pop-up into short left field. Going back on it is Seth Gray, fighting the lights, and makes the catch, going a step off to his right for a quick out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out for Dylan Thomas, and Gabe Holt is sat down for the 4th time this evening.
The shortstop,
Adam
number
Elliott
4,
coming
from
out
University of Louisville,
in lieu
Tyler
of
Fitzgerald.
Thomas. 1 inning plus, 1 hit, 1 walk. Both those runners on are his responsibility. No strikeouts.
So Adam Elliott worked a clean 8th inning, but got into a little bit of trouble in the 9th. And it seemed like he was on a short leash with Chad Gassman to begin with, as Dylan Thomas was warming up to start that inning. And now here he is in the ballgame with an out. And Tyler Fitzgerald, the hitter, swings at the first pitch, grounds it to Seth Gray on the left side, throws the second for 1, relay to first, and it's in time for a double play. 2 pitches help Dylan Thomas slam the door in the bottom of the 9th inning as the Harbor Hawks win 5-2, pick up win number 16 on the summer, move to 8-7 in conference play, and 2-0 on the year against the Bourne Braves.
Have a great night, and please.
Well, here's your hat. Where's your hurry? A 2-hour, 20-minute game here from Doran Park, and Dylan Thomas only needing 2 pitches to slam the door on this one. I mean, we know he has electric stuff, but that is just speed your way down the highway, get back towards the Sagamore Bridge type stuff. I mean, 2 pitches, 2 outs, and this game is complete, or 3 outs on 2 pitches. That's something else. Dylan Thomas, again, just with incredible breaking stuff and showing everybody in the Cape why he has been the most dominant closer on the island this season by a good margin.
Thomas picks up his 6th save on the summer. That was his, we should say that was his 11th appearance. He came into the game throwing 12 1/3 innings, and he just continues to deal, like you mentioned, on this summer. 5-2 the score here in favor of the Harbor Hawks. We'll turn it over to Robert Marcello with the postgame in just a second. But really quickly, Chris, I think we have to address this. All-Star game coming up in just over a week, and we talked about it a little bit off the air. Safe to say a handful of these Harbor Hawks will find their way out to White House Field in Harwich. But Adam Elliott and Dylan Thomas, who have been absolute centerpieces at the back end of the bullpen, whether they get there or not, that's yet to be seen. But I think they have made their case, to say the least.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, both of them aren't going to be guys that blow you away with velocity, which is what people kind of look for on the Cape. They want to see the guys blowing up the radar gun and the surefire prospects that get to the major leagues one day just by wowing scouts with the arm talent that they have. But the thing with Elliott and Thomas is they just move around the zone with breaking pitches that they throw for strikes so well. They change speeds so well. They're really baseball fans type pitchers. When you're a true fan, you can really appreciate a pitcher that is so tactical and can move the ball around the zone so well and throw breaking pitches for strikes. So I think anyone, young or old, would be able to enjoy both of those guys in the All-Star game, and both of them, with their numbers alone, deserve to be there.
They get it done in the 8th and 9th inning again in tonight's ball game as the Harbor Hawks win 5-2. Quickly, the final line for each team. Hyannis 5 runs on 7 hits, no errors, and how about this? Only 2 runners left on base. Meanwhile, for the Bourne Braves, 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and Strand 4. Dylan Thomas picks up his 6th save of the summer, and the Harbor Hawks win this game one more time by a score of 5-2, and now inch closer to that first place spot. 32 points to their name on the summer. The final score of the Wareham game yet to be seen, but we'll turn it over to that and much more with Robert Marcello in the postgame show here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Digital Network.
Magic Works Media copyright. Magic Works Media copyright.
Welcome back to things here at Durand Park as the Harbor Hawks win 5-2 this evening against the Bourne Braves. I'm going to quickly bring you around the league for some scores. Obviously, the final here in Bourne is 5-2 for Hyannis. In the bottom of the 8th, YD is up against Falmouth 4-2. The Brewster Whitecaps and the Harwich Managers are tied at 1-1 in Harwich, as the Brewster Whitecaps and the Harwich Managers are tied at 1-1. In the bottom of the 6th, the Wareham Gatemen are stomping the Katuitt Cavaliers 7-1. And in the top of the 6th, the Chatham Anglers are currently beating the Orleans Firebirds 4-0. That's going to do it all here on the postgame show. This is really quick today. Thank you for everyone listening, and we'll see you tomorrow back at home